YouTube, welcome back to another video. So I have done my Bell breakdown, and I'm actually going to do the showcase now. And this is a team that I'm currently using for this. This is the Chimera boss fight. We're bringing Bell, we're bringing Eternal, and we're bringing Holy Knight's Blessing Diane, and I'm bringing Scotty. I like Scotty because she has such a high speed. She's able to really get in and do a lot of work. She's also not frail enough to the point that she just dies. I will say, it is actually quite funny that I can just do this. And if I crit on Big Boss Man there, he just dies. So yeah. But I'm going to take this opportunity to get a couple more chain points going. Just like that. Get a couple more chain points up. That's totally fine. Immediately I'm going to be doing this to buff everybody with Diane. Just drop it 100% of the time. Do a little bit extra damage. You don't need, in my opinion, you don't need Temamo Nome. This is probably pretty much all you really need because Bell's about to murk this boss. Bell is the worst fucking nightmare of this boss. Like, see, Scotty lived that no problem. If you have Eternal's EE, you basically get to just do this. And now the boss has 2 stacks of irremovable burn, a defense debuff, a speed debuff, a unhealable debuff, and an evasion debuff. So you realistically should never miss this boss. And yeah, it's a little nutty being able to just do this. And I don't know, did you see how much damage that did? Yeah. Yeah. We saw Bell attack, what, twice? And we saw Diane attack like 4 times. And yet their damage is pretty close. Like, his damage is 90k, hers is 111k, 21k off, and yeah. It's a really easy boss fight, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, obviously for like a new player, it's kind of difficult. But, I mean, Bell honestly makes these Earth bosses so unbelievably easy. Because the problem is that burn stacks, they ignored the defense, they ignore resilience, so you're able to just slap them hard with those debuffs and just not care. You know? You're just able to not give a fuck. And it's really, really impressive. And I'm taking the same team into Decryl and Mickrel. You know, I take the same team into Decryl and Mickrel, the Beetle Bros. I noticed that you kind of don't want to hit the main guy, Buddy on the right. You don't want to hit Mario over here too early. Otherwise, it's kind of bad. Because then he gets enraged, and that's not helpful. Beneke! Can't help but mock her. It's funny. The plan is oh yeah, and do you see how little health he has left? So basically the next turn, the next come around, if I hit him with any kind of AoE, he dies. But he's at 28% out of 30. So what I can do is I can do this, and it kills the one on the left and hurts the guy on the right. And then now, this comes through, and this should strip the buffs. So now he has no evasion buff, and it basically strips the buffs that could be stripped. And there's a different way to do this if you want to. And it's, you just take out Diane, and you use Aste instead if you want. Aste can be a little bit more... Aste can be a little bit more consistent because of the healing, but I'm trying to show off that you can technically do this without. Aste. If I do this correctly, I don't know if I'm going to. Just because I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work out the way I want it to. And no, because Diane's going to die. See, there's the problem with doing it without Aste. Honestly, Chimera is worthless to have a healer on. However, this boss fight in particular, I highly recommend a healer. Just because that poison damage can stack up unless you just absolutely mop him immediately. You basically just have to do so much damage so quickly that it's not even funny. And obviously, I can miss him. And see, I wiped still. But if all I do is I take Diane out and I go and I grab my Aste that I've had benched for as long as I can remember, not even 40k, you know, not even 40k CP over the Diane that's at 60 something K. I think she's at 67k or something like that. You just try again, you know, and really. Really? Okay. Whatever. That's not that big of a deal. I think it's whatever. See, and that's the problem, is anytime you miss him, he gets to basically AoE attack you. And that's the problem. That's the problem with this. You miss him, okay, you're gonna take an AoE attack now. You know? And so, seeing that, you have to get an accuracy buff up immediately. I autopiloted and accidentally clicked the wrong one because I'm used to doing the crit one first. You do the crit one first for Chimera, and then you do the evasion one. These guys, it's the other way around. With Scotty buff, at least. So, you do this one. Hit them both. Now you have an accuracy buff, which counters his evasion buff, right? And then now you give everybody immunity. And now with immunity, you won't get hit with any fucking bullshit. With immunity, you won't get hit with any poison bullshit. And then you can strip the buffs immediately if you want to. I prefer to do that. And then you can do crit damage increase. This is going to increase your crit rate and crit damage. So everybody realistically should have 100% crit rate now. And so now the plan is to weaken this guy down pretty well. See, all those burn stacks did like a third of his HP. You know? So Aste is just here for healing support, just to keep everyone topped off, because all three of our DPS here are extremely frail. The only one that's not is Aste, and that's just mainly because she's the healer. She needs health. So now he's raged, and now we can drop this. Bam. And now he's in his little invulnerability shield that we can't do anything about. And he's just sitting there. If you time it right, obviously I didn't get the right timing. It's probably I just missed a crit somewhere. If you time it correctly, you can actually do both of those at the same time, killing other guy and raging him. And then what ends up happening is you can then use Eternal to break the evasion debuff, or the evasion buff, and everything else. See, we're taking damage because at the end Scotty missed. Hopefully she doesn't miss again. That'd be really, really upsetting. But hopefully Belle cleans this up here with this. You know, 28 casual 29,000 from a burst 3 just because. Oh, and Eternal's dead. And he dies. So, yeah. You can do it that way. Obviously that doesn't give you all 3 stars because Eternal croaked. How long have I been doing that? Oh, I've only had this video going for 9.5 minutes. Well, ain't that just a son of a bitch. I'm gonna try to do this a little bit slower, so I can actually show you guys the ability to do both at the same time. As long as I do this correctly, I should be able to do this. Obviously, I'm still kind of going fast. I think that crit messes it up. Missing that crit messes it up for me. But I'm just gonna do this. Do this. He gets to counterattack because of course he does. Can't hit with that shit. I'm gonna hit you with this. And then get to go again. Single dual attack. I'm gonna hit big guy with it because Bell's gonna lay down the law here. He just procs over, which is exactly what we want. You could actually realistically drop this now. So far, no misses. There's the miss. That's unfortunate. And there's another miss. Unfortunate. That's okay, though. Because we still have immunity up on everybody. And he almost croaks there. So we are going to now hit him with this. Just the second one. I don't want to do the 3. Realistically, this should proc, and hopefully Bell gets all of his turn meter back. He did not. So, oh well. We do this. And that should strip. No evasion debuff. That sucks, actually. Actually sucks a lot. There's another fucking miss, because Lamau. Of course. Anytime you get accuracy involved in a boss fight, it's always a pain in the ass. Because accuracy is just a fickle thing. Because even if you have more accuracy than they have evasion, you can still fucking miss. Which is kind of bullshit, in my opinion, at least. If I have higher accuracy than they have evasion, I should never miss. Am I the only one that thinks that, though? Crit, like, there we go. Pedicure.
Shall we? I'm not really a team.
Wham.
I'll start. I'm taking your life.
How the fuck? See, even with an accuracy buff, the evasion buff still beats it. Excuse me, I had to sneeze and I didn't want to make your eardrums explode. That was not a good sign if I did not want to make your eardrums explode. I think I hit this guy. This fight is kind of complicated because of all the accuracy BS. So next turn, if I do this correctly, next turn he should, as soon as I do this, he should go really low, take some extra burn damage, and should realistically proc over. Okay? And now, he's got the evasion buff and everything. We can change this to a single attack. Hit him with this. Strip the evasion buff. He dies. Now he's in his little barrier, but he doesn't have an evasion buff. He gets to go. Ouch. Now it's Astay's turn. Astay just hits him as is to get the healing that she so generously provides everybody. We drop a burst 3 right here with Bell. Absolutely nukes the boss for a stupid amount of damage. And if this gets me another turn, that would be really cool. It did not. Of course it didn't. We can drop this, and this should realistically kill the boss. By the next turn the boss has, it will be dead. Regardless of anything else, the boss dies next. By the time the boss takes its turn, it dies because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 burn stacks here. And just because I want to be funny, I'm going to do this, and then bleh. And there's more optimal ways you can realistically run that. I have thought of trying to do it instead of with Scotty, using, I can probably do it with 12. Instead of taking Eternal, you could probably get away with, where is she? There she is. With Maxi, if you have Maxi built up. Because of her ability to also throw burn debuffs on top of the boss. And then giving Belle extra turns. You know? It is kind of funny. Because then you can also increase the burn cooldowns if you want to. There are ways you could probably get away with doing that. But yeah, that's Dekril and Mikril absolutely getting bodied on 13. And that is Chimera absolutely getting obliterated on 13. I'm just gonna... Oh. Here, Stella. I'm just doing it for the armor gluonite fragments. But with that, I appreciate you guys checking it out. Obviously, there are people who can do this much faster than I can. I know at one point there are videos of one-turning Chimera or some shit like that. Obviously, I can't one-turn the Chimera, but I can get pretty close. So, with that, without further ado, I'm going to thank you guys very much for watching, hanging out with me, and hope you guys are either impressed, learned something, or both. Maybe a little entertained in there. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.